Hi guys, and welcome to an episode of an Octave Higher. So, my boyfriend came by earlier tonight, and he came by with Starbucks, and he completely surprised me. I was not expecting him to be at the door, and I did mention how I was having a really bad day because I was having a migraine and I felt like shit. And then he just came and made it all better, and I feel so great now, and it's just oh, thank you. I really needed that. And I think the caffeine helped, because I know caffeine helps with migraines. And I probably shouldn't have had caffeine so late at night, because we all know it affects me pretty badly. Or at least I know I've mentioned it in some of my past videos, so if you haven't been there for that, then caffeine affects me pretty well, so I'm pretty good at staying up for quite some time after having it. At least if I'm not doing work or anything like that. So yeah, I get exhausted pretty quickly, but coffee tends to help with that. So yeah, it was really nice to just kind of cuddle with him and just kind of be like, oh, you're such a sweetie, thank you so much, and stuff like that. Joshua really is the best. I love him alive. So yeah, let's just get on with the game because I'm feeling good and I'm probably gonna be up for a while now thanks to the coffee, but it was greatly appreciated. Yep, I was right. We are switching perspectives. Fire Day 29 Sextilis AM 313. Oh, switching to Frederic. Stupid, stupid, stupid! I can't believe what adult I am. What the hell was I saying? Service me, Elise? What the bloody hell was that? What was I thinking? I should have myself flogged. I'm such a fool. I knew that Elise had gone to Mason, but I didn't ask Franz to bring her for that. I could have gone any time if that were the case. I only wanted to see her. I wanted to get to know her. Elise even tried to explain to me why she had been at Mason, but I wouldn't listen. Perhaps she isn't that kind of girl after all. No, in fact, she can't be that kind of girl. Surely she despises me now. What was it that made me lose my mind in that instant? I know. It was her music. Her piano was so beautiful, so captivating that at that moment I lost myself. I wanted her to belong only to me. I wished to own her, body, mind, and soul. I desired her. She was every bit as heavenly as I had imagined her to be. Elise. My lord, are you listening? Elise. Lord Frederic! I opened my eyes to the sight of my private tutor's unshapely face, a foot away from mine, his two thick eyebrows contorted above his too fleshy nose. Elise's beautiful face returns as soon as I close my eyes again. There, that's much better. Lord Frederic! What? It takes incredible self-control not to break this man's nose this very instant. He backs away and sits down on the chair across from me. I'm sorry, my lord, but you haven't been responding to my questions. I was checking to see if you had fallen asleep. I wish I had, you bulbous frog of a man. Aristocrats are too important to be allowed to attend public schools. Therefore, every morning a series of tutors come to our house to teach me privately. As I was saying, because magicians unleash magic from their hands, arm exercises have been known to improve magicians' ability to cast stronger magic spells. They build the arm's physical endurance to withstand the... Right now I'm supposed to be studying practical magic, a subject that I normally enjoy because it isn't boring like magical science and its endless theories. Unfortunately, today I'm not in the mood to study anything. My mind keeps coming back to Elise. What should I do now? What will I say the next time I see her? Will I even see her again? I heard she ended up being Fran's research assistant, so I may have a chance to meet her again. Maybe I could just go to the conservatoire and pretend to look for Franz. But what would I be looking for him for? Why would the great Lord Frederic Godwin need to meet with a simple student? His research project is the obvious answer, but... No, that'd be too strange. I don't even understand the damn project in the first place. Besides, I have nothing to do with the project, and my dispassion for compassion is legendary. And even if I could see Elise, what would I say to her? Hi, Elise, how are you doing? She would scream that I was a pervert. Either that or she would ignore me, so going to see Franz would be a waste of my time. There's no tricking my way into a confrontation here. There is only one way to make amends. I've got to apologize to Elise. I must tell her I'm sorry. But how? You know what? I'm kind of glad I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt since he's acting like this. Because it's just like, aw man, you're not that much of a shithead, where you're wanting to, like, impose yourself on a girl and she doesn't want it, and you feel really bad for even trying to do that. And you know what? That's actually pretty great. That's actually, like, really fucking awesome. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm really happy, because it doesn't seem like a lot of guys out there are like that. So, it's kind of nice to see that in a character and be like, shit, I didn't mean to be like that, fuck, what do I do? And it's just like, aww, I like you. I like you a lot now. How do I apologize to her if I don't know how to meet her again? Which is why many professional sorcerer players incorporate physical exercises in addition to magic practice into their training. Furthermore, what did you say? I beg your pardon? Please repeat what you just told me, the exact sentence. Many professional sorcerer players incorporate... That's it! You're a damn genius! I rise up from my chair with my finger pointed at my tutor's fat, pock-marked nose. What? By the way, please mind your language, my lord. Your father would be angry if he heard that. That's it! Sorcerer! Ha 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 ha! My lord? My lord, is something wrong? Au contraire, something is right! When is my next sorcerer match? That would be tomorrow evening, my lord. Make it this evening. What? I'm going out. You work on rescheduling my match. I rush out of the room without waiting for a reply. My lord, there's still an hour before you can have your break, and you can't just reschedule your match like that. What about your opponent? I usually have one of our chauffeurs drive me around town, but before I realize it, I'm already outside the house, so I just flag down a taxi carriage. Take me to the Conservatoire d'Ouverture. Oh dear, what is he planning? Once I've arrived at the Conservatoire, I quickly head to the main building, ignoring the gazes of students who are probably curious to see someone not wearing a student uniform. Now I just have to look for Franz. Elise is sure to be with him. Where am I supposed to start looking? I forgot how big the Conservatoire is. Must I check every room on every floor? I walk around randomly, inspecting the faces of every male student in the vicinity. Sometimes I open a door to see the confused faces of the students in class before closing it again. I'm starting to get tired. I've been doing this for a full 10 minutes. I stride over to a group of students. You there, do any of you know Franz Byron? Franz Byron? I don't think I do. Nope, never heard of him. His name sounds familiar, but I don't remember where I've heard it. They're not helping, so I find another student. Franz Byron? Oh, he's that famous student from the Department of Magical Science. Where you can find him? Sorry, I don't personally know him. And another. Franz Byron? Isn't he that student who's doing research under Professor Poe? Maybe you can find him if you look for Professor Poe. These peasants, just give me a simple answer! I spend the next 10 minutes asking around for Franz, but no one seems to know exactly who he is or where he is. Doesn't this dolt have any friends? Finally, I find a girl who seems to know Franz. Oh, it's Aretha. Franz? Yes, I know Franz. Why are you looking for him? Ah, could you perhaps be Frederic Godwin? How did you know me? Franz told me that his research is being funded by Lord Godwin, thanks to the Lord's son, Frederic. So he does have a friend. Do you know where I can find... Oh, oops, I'm using Aretha's voice. Do you know where I can find him? I don't think he has any classes right now, so he must be at Magic Systems Laboratory. He's always there when he doesn't have classes. And where do I find this Magic Somethings Laboratory? How about I show you? Good, let's go. Oh, by the way, my name is Aretha Blyton. Nice to meet you, Frederic. It's Lord Frederic, woman. It's nice to meet you too. Let's go. Okay, this way. R.A. something? R.A. something? Okay. Well, I guess he doesn't pay enough attention to people in the first place, so I guess that title makes sense from his perspective. I follow the girl to the laboratory where Franz is said to be. The occasion of my first visit to a laboratory is marked by the curious sight of Elise casting heel on a chipped ceramic cup next to which Franz is standing, with some kind of measuring tool in his hands. Hey, Franz, Elise! Hey, why are you here? Hi, Arith. Elise seems to have noticed me, and then Franz does too. I love their fucking shocked faces, like, they're fucking perfect. I don't know who did the art, but oh my lord, I officially love them. Because look at those faces! Just look at them, they're fucking priceless, I love it. It's great. It's freaking great. Oh, Frederic. Hello. Elise is quiet. As expected, Elise still doesn't want to talk to me. She won't even look me in the eyes. So, how is the research going? Franz holds the ceramic cup in front of his face and inspects it. Still working on it. Okay. Elise is casting her eyes sideways, still avoiding me. This is awkward. No use, I speak to Franz instead. I want to invite you to my sorcerer match this evening. Sorcerer match? You play sorcerer? Yes, of course I play sorcerer. I'm the best player in Overture. Whoa, I've never watched a sorcerer match. Elise timidly glances at me briefly, opens her mouth, but then looks away again. Elise, do you know sorcerer? No. I see. She was going to ask what sorcerer is. It's a magic sport. It's very interesting. I'd be delighted if all of you could come and watch my match. I can come too? Wow, thanks. But this evening, huh? This is so sudden, I haven't told my mom. You don't have afternoon classes today, do you? Just go home earlier and tell her. I can take Elise to the stadium. Very good. I'll see you there. Alright. Okay. Elise still isn't comfortable talking to me, so I don't see any point in hanging around here. She should be more amiable after the sorcerer match. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to make preparations for tonight's battle. Wait. Yes? Can I talk to you for a minute outside? What's this? Why does she want to talk to me? She's going to say that she won't come to the sorcerer match, isn't she? Does she hate me that much? Yes, of course. Both of them are just like, shit, this is awkward. We're now outside the laboratory, but Elise still hasn't said anything. I don't know whether I should speak first or not. I'm afraid I will make her even angrier. No, a lord must be a gentleman in all instances. This is my chance. I have to apologize to her. Elise, Frederic, it's true that I used to live at Maison de Beauvoir. Huh? But I never worked there. I only stayed there because I didn't have any place to live. Madame Beauvoir was going to make me work as soon as I turned 16, but I've run away. I don't live at Maison anymore. You don't live at Maison anymore? Yeah, I now live with Aretha and her mom. I remember that Aretha is that girl who took me to Fran's laboratory. I see. Elise, I'm very sorry. I apologize for what happened 2 days ago. What I did was inexcusable. Oh, okay. Did she just say okay? What does okay mean? Is she forgiving me or agreeing with me? Will you forgive me? Yeah. What? Really? Yeah. Thank you, Elise. Good luck on your match. Elise disappears into the laboratory before I can say anything more. But this means she's forgiven me, right? Well, this is really great. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Oh, it's so cute, but so well. That's so great. Ah! Now I kind of ship them a little bit. Just a little bit, because it's like, oh yeah. Yeah. Just, yeah. I leave the conservatoire and take a taxi carriage to the Sorcerer Stadium. Evening comes and it's time for my match. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Sorcerer Stadium of the Kingdom of Overture. We have some exciting matches this evening, so sit tight and enjoy the show. I'm already standing at the center of the hexagon. My opponent is in front of me, and the 6 crystal balls are floating above their 6
Hey.
Oh shit, hi. Hello, burp. Excuse me. Floating above their 6 vertices. All around us, thousands of spectators are watching. For our first match, we have the most promising sorcerer in the teenage group, Frederic Godwin. Some of you may remember how our young Lord Godwin even defeated Commander Wolf of the Dragoons last Wind Day. Though he really didn't, because she's clearly stronger than him. Cough, cough. Taking a glance at the VIP seats, I see Elise, Franz, and Aretha sitting in the front row. I ensured that they received the best seats in the house. And his opponent, Gustav Nabokov. My opponent is a young man around my age, whose name I have never heard before. Probably a rookie player. Following a signal from the referee, the orchestra opens up the match with a moderately fast and elegant piece. It keeps on... I can't talk right now. It keeps one on edge, but not so much as to send one into a panic. My objective, as with every match, is to destroy 2 of my opponent's 3 crystal balls while protecting my own crystals. If 2 of my 3 crystal balls get destroyed, it will be my loss. Gustav is already gathering his power, courage, so I have to begin preparing my attacks as well. He will likely attack with fire, so should I counter with my own fire? No, that won't do. My gifted magical traits are willpower and compassion, but because I don't like using compassion magic, I always use courage. However, Elise is watching this match. She is gifted in courage, so I can't let her see how my weak fire is. There is no other choice. I'll have to win with sheer willpower. Dude, you're not going to! Just as I start gathering willpower, Gustav suddenly twists his body and turns his back to me, firing a fireball at one of my crystals on his side of the arena. Rookie mistake number 1. Shooting at a crystal behind your starting position as soon as the match begins is certainly an effective strategy to destroy one of your opponent's crystals. You are closer to that crystal than your opponent is, and since you're standing between it and him, it is very difficult for your opponent to protect that crystal. It's almost guaranteed that you will successfully break your opponent's crystal. However, no professional sorcerer players use this strategy. Why? Because it is also a surefire way to make sure that you'll lose the match. In order to aim and attack the crystal behind you, you have to turn away from your opponent, exposing your back to him, leaving you completely vulnerable. Summon! Woo! Rocks! A barrage of rocks take form above Gustav's exposed back and rain down mercilessly onto him. Ah! The rocky downpour topples him over, causing his body to clash against the glittery marble floor with almost as much force as the rocks storming his body. I gaze far beyond Gustav, who is now lying face down on the cold floor, to see my crystal, which has been reduced to smoky ashes. Heh, that's 1 point for him. But let's see how long he can keep fighting in the state he is in now. For a while I just stand still, enjoying the orchestral piece. For me, battle music is half the fun of Sorcerer. Gustav picks himself up with great effort, huffing and puffing, his face wincing in pain. If I hadn't been so lenient with my attack, I would have won by knockout. Heh, let that be a lesson for you. Damn. He powers up his magic again, this time it's intelligence. Fire and water, interesting combination. A violent stream of water streams out of his right hand, but I swiftly dodge it. But he's still not done. While the jet of water is still splurting out of his right hand like airborne river, he is already preparing another one with his left. But I'm not standing still either. I dodge the second water attack just as easily, and just as easily as the first. Another one comes, but I keep moving away from danger, farther and farther away. Gustav stops attacking me when he finally realizes what I've been doing. I'm now only 4 or 5 long strides away from one of his crystals, to which I've slowly been getting myself closer and closer. I distracted him by dodging him. Seeing that he is about to have his crystal destroyed, Gustav roars and breaks into a hurried sprint, desperate to save his crystal. Rookie mistake number 2. When you find yourself in a situation where your opponent is nearing one of your crystals while you're still considerably farther away from it, a rookie panics and runs after the opponent in an attempt to prevent him from destroying the crystal. However, the arena is wide, and unless you're able to run very fast indeed, it is unlikely that you'll be able to catch your opponent before he gets to your crystal. A better course of action is to run the other way, to one of your opponent's crystals, putting you in the same tactical position as your opponent. Worst case scenario, you and your opponent both lose a crystal. Best case scenario, your opponent stops going after your crystal in order to stop you. In my current situation, if Gustav went after one of my crystals, I would have no choice but to try to stop him because I'm already down 1 crystal, whereas all of his crystals are still intact. Yet he is now frantically running at me as though his pants were on fire. Summon! A solid wall of rock emerges from the floor under his crystal as I raise my hand upwards. The crystal shatters into a shower of sparkling glassy shards. Gustav stops running. He bends forward and places his hands on his knees. He is now not only in pain, but also out of stamina from sprinting. I walk up to him, my pace in harmony with the orchestra, careful to maintain a safe distance from Gustav. With a determined roar, he is back to his fighting stance, steeling his battered body to face me again, despite the fatigue and the pain. A sudden burst of magical aura overflows from his body. His right hand is shaking, struggling to contain the energy of his intelligence. His left hand is heating up with courage. He's ready to unleash something big. Rookie mistake number 3. When you find yourself in a pinch... When you find yourself in more poorer physical condition than your opponent, you resort to a desperation attack in the hopes of damaging your opponent enough to even out the odds. This almost never works out. Why? Because your poor physical condition weakens your magic, reducing your chances of winning in direct combat. Your best bet in this situation is to maintain a safe distance between you, your opponent, and your remaining crystals, while waiting for an opportunity to attack his crystals. Yet Gustav seems to be betting everything on one last attack. Oh, ice. Streams of water come out from his hand again, but this time the water freezes as soon as it is in the air. Gustav has unleashed an ice attack, a combo magic spell. Without thinking, I charge right in through an onslaught of ice shards. I let raw mana congregate in my hands and summon it, creating a spherical barrier that envelops my whole body as I continue charging. The ice shards hit the barrier and dissolve into icy water that coats the barrier and eats into it. Within seconds, my barrier is blasted away to nothingness, but it has absorbed most of the ice magic. What remains of the attack is only enough to give me a chill, and I don't stop running. In no time, I'm face to face with this rookie. Gustav is virtually stunned due to the stress the ice magic has inflicted on his fatigued body. He registers the danger he's in, but he is too battered, winded, and drained to even stand up straight. This is it, my friend. Summon! Again, I summon a flock of rocks. They crash down onto Gustav like a rain shower, knocking him down to the ground. Not wasting any time, I dash to another one of his crystals until I'm close enough to conjure a massive boulder above the crystal. I let gravity handle the rest. I gaze back at Gustav, who is still out cold. I might have overdone it a little. Spectacular! The match is over! Ladies and gentlemen, Frederic Godwin has effortlessly shattered 2 of his opponent's crystals! Wow, he won pretty quickly there. That was a really good match. Congratulations on your victory, Frederic. Yes, that was a great match. Congratulations. I joined Elise and the others in the VIP seating area after the match. They are surely impressed with the ease with which I took care of my opponent. A splendid performance, if I say so myself. Even Elise congratulated me. Well, my opponent was just a beginner, so it really wasn't all that impressive. Oh, he was a beginner? That must be why you only use willpower magic. You must have been going easy on him. Yes, you might say I was giving him a handicap. The next match begins soon after the staff is finished replacing the crystals and reconstructing the arena. It's another match between amateurs, although this time from a higher age bracket. We all watch the match attentively, every so often commenting about interesting magic spells or particularly clever strategies that the sorcerers employ. Hey, I'm thirsty. I'm going to go get some drinks. Oh, I'll go with you. Franz and Aretha go to get some drinks, leaving me alone with Elise. Elise might have forgiven me, but she doesn't seem that comfortable being alone with just me. I should say something to her. What do you think about my magic? What do you think about Sorcerer? What do you think about the orchestra? I think I'll talk to her about the orchestra, because she likes music, so that's a good idea. What do you think about the orchestra? Elise's eyes sparkle as brightly as stars in the night sky when she hears my question. It makes me happy to see her enjoying herself. It was wonderful! I didn't know orchestras were used at sporting events. This is like being at a concert, but more exciting. Yes, Symphony in C minor, Odora di Spirito Adolescente. A hauntingly beautiful piece indeed. Is that the title? Wow, I really love that piece. I wish I could play it on the piano. But it's an orchestral piece. I know, but if I had the score, I think I could rearrange it into a piano piece. Is that so? You must be a great musician. No, I'm not that great, and I don't know if I could be called a musician yet, although I hope to become one someday. You definitely have the talent for that. When you played the piano at my house, I thought you were really amazing. The memory of listening to Elise's piano resurfaces in my mind, reminding me of the pleasing sound of her music. Unfortunately, it also reminds me of how I had lost control of myself and upset her so badly. Thanks! I can't wait to play the piano again. Well, you can. I was going to say that she could come to my house to play the piano any time, but it's probably not very wise to bring such things up just yet. If you could fix the broken piano, you would be able to play to your heart's content. Yeah, exactly! I hope I'll be able to fix it soon. The mere mention of that piano is able to lift Elise's spirit. Hello, guys! We've come bearing gifts. Just drinks, I'm afraid. Here, Elise, Frederic. Thanks! Thank you. Aw, Frederic is making friends. Hours later, after all the matches have ended, we head home together. Even after we part ways, I can't stop thinking about Elise. I'm glad I was able to make amends with her. It's also nice that she seemed to have genuinely enjoyed watching the sorcerer matches. However, I could still feel that she was somehow distant. The way she talked to Franz and Aretha is different from the way she talked to me. The way she smiled to them is not the same as the way she smiled to me. There's a certain closeness between them that just doesn't exist between us. That's unavoidable, considering how I botched her first impression of me, but still, I feel jealous. I want to be close to her. I want to be an important someone for her. I want her to need me. I want to be able to make her smile. Aw, you're so cute, Frederic. I want to make her happy. Aw, you're so cute, Frederic. I sit back in a chair, tilting my head backwards. I gaze through the ceiling, the roof, the sky, and the stars, and whatever lies beyond, right into a void as empty and dark as my heart. So empty, yet so full. So dark, yet so bright. For Elise is there. She is now forever in my mind. When my consciousness returns to the room, my eyes alight on the piano. The piano! Right at this instant, it seems to shine brighter than the magical light that illuminates the room. The piano, with which Elise performed a sonata so mesmerizing that it blinded my spirit and silenced my mind. The piano from which her music came to life, the music that symbolizes her various dream. That's right, music is the only thing beyond all others that can give Elise happiness. To one day be a musician is her dream. I wish I could do something to help her achieve that dream. Oh, you're so cute, Frederic, and so sweet. I wish to do something for her. For Elise. Aww. This is one of my favorite pieces. She said she loved the piece that accompanied my match, Symphony in C minor, Odora de Spirito Adolescente. She wanted to rearrange it for the piano so that she could play it herself. Odora de Spirito Adolescente is a fairly well-known piece. I'm sure Father has the score somewhere in the music room. I get up and go into the music room to look for the score. Aww, you're such a sweetie. My father is a fan of string instruments, so in the music room you can find some violins, some violas, a cello, and a contrabass. I haven't been here since I was a child. Without any idea where I'm supposed to be looking, I start with the bookcase next to the contrabass. On the shelves there are well over 1,000 sheets of music. I imagine how exhausting this is going to be. Frankly, I would give up if I didn't remember that I was doing this for Elise. After going through 20 or 30 sheets, I realize that they are sorted by composer, so I try to find where music from the composer of Odora de Spirito Adolescente is located in the bookcase. I look and look, but I'm unable to find it. I've gone through the whole bookcase, but I still can't find any scores from the right composer, so I move on to the next bookcase. It houses a similar number of sheets. I look and look again, but the scores of the composer's music are still nowhere to be found. As I walk to the next bookcase, I glance at my chronometer. It's almost midnight. Normally I'd have gone to sleep, but now I want to do this for Elise. At last I find a score of a symphony written by the same composer as Odora de Spirito Adolescente. So the score I'm looking for should be somewhere in here. Unfortunately for me, this composer is quite prolific, and his music occupies a whole shelf in the bookcase. With a sigh, I start from the left, reading the pieces off one by one. I can't give up now because I want to do something, anything for Elise. At last I reach the end of the shelf, but I have still not come across the correct piece. It should be here together with the scores of other musical pieces from the same composer, but it's not. Does my father not have the score for this piece? That isn't possible. But where is it then? I scan the room. Let's see, my father and the butlers are too meticulous to have sorted these scores badly. Ah, my father's work desk. On the desk are a few sheets of paper, but none of them are the score. Then, noticing a drawer on the desk, I open it. And there's the score, inside the drawer. It's been hiding here all along. Reading Symphony in C minor, Odore de Spirito Adolescente on a piece of paper has never been this gratifying. But now a problem. What am I going to do with the score? There's only one copy of it here. Since the score is in the drawer of my father's desk, I expect he's doing something with it. That means I can't just give it to Elise. I have no other choice but to copy the score by hand. I take it to my room. I have to quickly make a copy of it because I have to put the score back inside the drawer before my father starts working tomorrow morning. Aw, look at you! You're so cute! The chronometer shows that it is a little after midnight. Sleepiness overcomes me, as it always does on a night after a sorcerer match. With the pen in one hand, the score and empty sheets of paper on my desk, and my listless body wearily perched on a chair, I set out to copy the score, all 24 pages full of obscure musical symbols. Aw, man, that's actually a lot of work. I feel kind of bad for you, but at the same time, you're being really sweet and adorable, and this is going to mean so much to Elise if you can actually finish it. So that'd be nice. Let's see, that note goes here, that one here, and... is that on the third or the fourth line? Oh, the fourth. Wait, this note isn't colored in. This note has a flag on its stem. I feel drowsy. Maybe I should get one of our servants to do this for me. But no, I can't do that. They might make a mistake. This is my responsibility. Half an hour later, I'm done with the first page. That was too slow. With that kind of pace, I won't be able to finish before morning. I have to try doing this faster. I grab a new sheet of paper and proceed to the next page, forcing myself to stay awake and struggling to keep my hand from shaking. Halfway done, I thought of checking the chronometer, but I decided there was no point. I'll just keep going. I'm tired, but I've decided to do this for Elise because I want to see her smile. If she will only smile, it will have been worth doing this. It will have been worth a sleepless night. When the notes on the score start to get blurry, I slap myself to stay awake. As time wears on, I have to slap myself more and more often. Finally, it's done. I check the whole thing again to make sure that I haven't made any mistakes, and then I carefully set the copy aside on my desk and quickly return the original score to its drawer in the music room. Back in my room, I collapse onto my bed, drowned in exhaustion, but satisfied that I was able to make this gift of music that Elise wanted. With this, I can help Elise achieve her dream. At the very least, she will be happy because she can play the music she loves on the piano. I wonder what kind of smile she'll make when I give this to her. The thought puts a smile on my own face. I'm happy to have done something for her. For Elise. I slip into a deep sleep as the first light of morning slips into my room. Well, I think I'll end it here. It's really cute that Frederic is doing so many cute things for Elise. And being really thoughtful and really nice and just... can't more guys out there be more like that? Like, I don't know, maybe I've just met some really shitty people in my life, which wouldn't surprise me considering my background, but, like, I don't know. It's so cute how he's doing this for her, because, like, honestly, Joshua's not my first boyfriend, but, like, he is the sweetest and the most thoughtful out of all of the guys I've dated, and, like, I don't know. If I could see more guys being like that, I think they'd have a lot more people wanting to be around them, you know? Like, I don't know, this is just so thoughtful and cute and sweet, and I'm just really happy that Frederic is doing such a nice thing, and I want to keep it in its purity. So this is where I'm ending it, guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Later!
Hey guys, and that was an octave higher. If you're interested in checking out the next episode, then just click on the icon on the right-hand side. If you're interested in any of the other games that I have listed here that have very similar storylines that are pretty intricate, I would say to check them out as well. And if you want to subscribe, just click my icon and we're good to go. So yeah, see you later.